So people have been trying to figure out like how do we build a different architecture that can actually reason. And this group out of Samsung in South Korea created this new architecture called TRM, Tiny Recursive Model, that works completely differently than transformers. And they tested it on the ARC prize benchmark, and it did better than Gemini and Deepseek and OpenAI.
Welcome to Practical AI, everybody. My name is Jeff. I'm here with Peter Lin. Practical AI is brought to you by Pocket AI. Pocket AI is a tool you can use to edit the weights in your models and prune them, get 60% of the weights of the model out, and increase accuracy in the process. Peter, we wanted to talk a little bit about a cool recursive model. I think that's what we call it, tiny recursive model. But first, a couple of fails. Um,
Mm-hmm.
First, it looks like the folks over at OpenAI have gone to desperation mode. Explain to us what's going on over there.
Yeah, so apparently a few days ago they announced they're going to allow erotica into GPT, and so it's kind of a flip from before they were like, we're not going to use this in an evil way because this is a powerful tool. And so now they decided that, well, actually, you know what? We've solved these problems about security and safety for humans, and so we're gonna make it so that now GPT can do erotica, basically a girlfriend or porn.
Cool.
How are we gonna put it?
Now, the free speechers would say, of course, make the model as open and whatever as possible. Um, what's the what's the downside
What's
of
the downside? Well,
keeping
from
the
my perspective, there are much cheaper ways to get naughty material than to burn GPUs.
okay? Yeah,
That's my
it's not like
opinion.
yeah, you're right. We've got plenty of material out there already, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, good. The, do you think that they are really in trouble?
Well, clearly they want more people to use it, right? Because from some reports, the usage is dropping because people aren't satisfied anymore. So obviously, they need more users to show growth in revenue in order to support the valuation that they got recently,
Got it.
right? Because Silicon Valley is all about growth. If you're not growing, then you're dying. So that's show growth. So how do you get more people using it? Well, you make it addictive.
You could basically bring in the vices, right?
Yes, yeah, that's the
Gambling,
old right?
porn. Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's the
Let's move
oldest
over
way,
to
right?
yeah. Let's move over to another fail. Our friends over at Deloitte seems like they have kind of fallen into a trap, or at least gotten caught doing something they shouldn't. What did they do?
Yeah, so they were hired to write a report for Australian government, and they apparently charged 440,000 for this report. And then the actual agencies in the government looked at the report and realized, oh, like they're citing cases and books that don't exist. And they dug deeper and they figured out like, oh, they use GPT or something like GPT to write the report, and they were called out on it. Um, and they basically said, well, yeah, we might have done that, but we did the work, and so we're only going to give you a couple grand back out of the 440K.
Got it. So I mean, this is oddly very similar, or not oddly, it's very similar to stuff we've been seeing for a long time. And
Yeah,
I mean, the famous case of the lawyer, the
right
case
in
of
New
the
York.
airline. Yeah,
Yeah, yep. Same thing. It's just laziness, right? It's like you can use it as a tool, but you should go back and double check everything.
yeah. It's actually, I mean, more than embarrassing at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, terrible.
I mean, it's a
Okay,
tool, but you got to check.
Yeah, let's go to our main topic now. We've got something really cool, and this is something we haven't really covered too much of, but it's something in the tiny recursive model space. So, first of all, tell us what that is, and then tell us what's cool.
So TRM is a new. So take a step back. A few years ago, the creator of Keras project, which was purchased by Google, he created a prize called the ARC Prize to test neural networks and models to see if they could actually reason. And what they found was that most of the models, GPT, Gemini, Claude, actually weren't really reasoning. And so people have been trying to figure out like how do we build a different architecture that can actually reason. And this group out of Samsung in South Korea created this new architecture called TRM, Tiny Recursive Model, that works completely differently than transformers. And they tested it on the ARC Prize benchmark, and it did better than Gemini and Deepseek and OpenAI.
So this test, this ARC test, is something that you can win money at, right? If you can figure
Yeah,
out an
so
ARC.
basically, it's like a lot of them are image based. It's like here's one picture. So there's like pairs of pictures, A, B, A, B, and then the fourth one that has just the A and then B. You're supposed to figure out what B is supposed to be. And these are tests that like a 12-year-old, 5-year-old can do. But transformer models have done really poorly the last couple of years. The most recent versions of Gemini and GPT have gotten better, but people are some people think it's because they've polluted the data set so that they're scoring better on ARC, but it's not because it's actually reasoning. It's that they've created data sets that look really close to ARC, and so it does better.
Got it. So they basically they're scamming or hacking
They're
the.
hacking, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so back at the ARC architecture. So most of what we talk about on this podcast is in the transformer world. There's also quite a bit we've done on convolutional models.
Mhm.
This is a different one, but it sounds like they all use parameters and weights, but one's using transformers, and then there's different sort of architectures.
Yeah.
So back to the recursive one, what makes it just fundamentally different than a convolutional or a transformer?
So from my understanding, I haven't dug deep into it, is that it you give it a problem. So after you've trained it, you give it a problem, and it formulates a solution, but it then will then reason over that solution multiple times recursively and keeps improving it and refining it, right? Whereas with transformers, it's just predicting the next word. So it's not taking the whole problem and the solution and then recursively thinking about it to derive at a better solution.
Okay. And what's amazing is that, I mean, obviously the transformers are just loaded with parameters, right? And they're
Yep.
just maxed out and in the billions and even trillions now at this point. This little guy, this tiny recursive model, is literally tiny. How big is
It's like
it?
7 million. Yeah.
7 million parameters. Now, it's not useful for anything else other than sort of taking this test or trying to reason, right? It
Yep.
doesn't do much else. But it's a cool research initiative, right?
Right. It shows the power that a different architecture could lead us down to a better path.
Got it. And you've been saying this for a while. Transformers are not the future. Um, we don't know yet what the future is, but do you think it's something at least that has the parameters, the neurons?
I mean, we probably need multiple architectures working together. So this TRN thing might be part of the solution, but LM also might also be part of the solution. So it's probably not going to be one thing. It's going to be a combination of like dozens of things.
Okay. Makes sense. All right. Well, we'll in the description box we'll put the links here for the things we've studied, and we'll keep an eye on these TRMs as we go into the future and see if they play a bigger role in the sort of the broader um, uh, model and AI's universe. So, Peter, good discussion. Be sure to follow us on Spotify if you're there, if you like listening to these over watching them. And as I always say, listen to us on 2x speed because Peter and I are old and slow. Take care, everybody.